guys, so I am going to do a response video to Amy's newest video called Off Track, already off track with a question mark. I was hearing a couple of other YouTubers kind of mention it, so I decided to check it out. I have about 4 or 5 videos now that I need to edit in my editing software, and then once they edit, which that takes about a couple hours maybe, depending on how big the file is, and then I have to upload it, which takes another, I don't know, 5-6 hours. It just depends. It all depends. So right now I'm working on one that's kind of old. It's Chantal's last one that she did. I know she mentioned in her community tab or stories tab that she's, what is she doing? Like catching up or doing something? I don't know. But she hasn't posted, so. But I did see that Amy did. She has another video too that's dated for today, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. But yeah, I wanted to do this one at least. And I apologize, my cats are in here. One of them's biting my feet right now, so he's got a foot fetish, I'm not even going to lie. But I love him, so.
Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you are new and you haven't already, would you please subscribe? Push right there, that little subscribe button. Hit that, and if you also would hit the notification bell, you would get notified every time that I upload, and also when I go live. I want to welcome all of my new subscribers. Again, I have had an abundance amount of people that have been joining my channel and great support, showing me amazing encouragement, and I couldn't be happier to have so many amazing new people on my channel, along with all of the ones that have been here from the day one. Thank you so much for taking your guys' sweet time to always watch my videos and giving me feedback when feedback is due.
Yeah, I think that's one of the good things that have come about, that she now has more supporters, because, you can never have too many, as long as there are people who are there to really support you, and, no matter what. So I know that there are a couple of YouTube reactors that think that she's a lot like Amber Lynn. I don't see it. Like I said, I just don't. So, I'm glad I have a varying opinion, I guess, because I can come on here and give my thoughts on her and everything, and, from a perspective of someone who's going through the same thing. So I'm at least glad that I get to do that.
And criticizing when there's when it's due, and also being understanding when understanding needs to be done as well. And there are some that just don't understand, and I'm not saying that these people don't understand change, or maybe they don't understand certain things, but what I guess where I'm kind of frustrated is, here's the thing is, have you ever had a time where you've gone to the store and you've set out to get certain things for a dinner, and once you get to the store, you're looking around and you think to yourself, you know what, now that I'm at the store, that dinner doesn't just really sound very appealing. I don't think I want that. I think I actually want to make this. And you go and you get the things for the items that you need to make that certain dinner. It's kind of like what I am doing with this weight loss journey. In a way, yes, it's kind of weird that I'd be using shopping, food, that type of thing to use.
Hey, it's a good analogy. So it's like we all understand shopping for food. We all have to eat. So I don't see an issue with it. I've never really had that, because usually the only time that I'll go like shopping for food or whatever, if it's like, unless it's getting like, pre-made or pre-packaged stuff like the Home Chef. But if it's just me shopping, I typically already know exactly what I'm going to make, and I don't have many ideas. So for me, it's harder to change my mind, because I'm like, I don't know what to make. So I kind of just go off, oh, this recipe looks good. In fact, there is one I want to make soon that I have to get ingredients for, that I found today, actually. It looks really good, so.
As my example, but that's just kind of a idea of my point that I'm trying to put across, is again, and I've said this multiple times, and I'm just going to continue to repeat myself because I think that that's the only way that I can stand up to the explanation of what is going on. So when I set out to do this challenge, once again, I set out to do the challenge with another YouTuber, Life by Jen. Things changed. She wanted to go a different way. Not really go a different way, but she wanted to collaborate with another person and do her thing. That was totally understandable. Like I said, there was no hard feelings. We're totally fine. Like, it's totally cool. There's nothing there that needs to be drama made out of it. And that's all right. People make different choices when...
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's just, I guess it kind of sucks because I was really looking forward to both of them, you know, kind of collabing. I thought it was cool. You know, two channels that I watch, you know, collabing together. So, I don't know. I feel like Amy's kind of been left out. I mean, I don't know. If it was both of their choices simultaneously, then okay. But, I don't know. Part of me just feels like, you know, it's kind of like in school. You know, your friend makes a new friend and then you become the old friend. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I know it's probably wrong, but... Oh, hold on. My cat's clawing my toe. Ow, 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 ow. Ugh, this cat. He's looking at like him. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting.
And they start something, sometimes things just don't work out, or they aren't panning out correctly, or they're just not... It's not meshing the way that you thought it was going to mesh, but we're not stopping what we have done. We are still moving on with our progress, but just in a different path, you know, and that's totally understandable, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I've changed things up from, you know, I'm going to do the $1 giveaway to I'm going to do a $25 giveaway, and also I have changed things up a little bit on, I was going to do daily videos, and then I chose to kind of take that back a little bit, reason being because I really want to solely focus on my nutrition, my health, my journey, as well as I want to share this with you guys. However, I think sometimes I get a little overwhelmed when I'm trying to prepare what I'm going to eat, to make sure that I remember to grab my camera, recording my food, recording this, I get overwhelmed. I'm only human, and I'm just...
Of course, like, I don't record everything I make because sometimes I just want to cook. I want to cook. I want to have dinner ready. I don't want to have to stop every so often to record, here's me cooking this, and here's me cooking this. Which is why I only try to record the things that I find interesting, new recipes, whatever. But yeah, I get it. I don't like doing that either. It's a pain in the butt.
Just now changing a whole lifestyle once again to fit back into my own lifestyle that I've lived. And it's hard at times to remember to do all those things. So a lot of times I won't even remember to record anything until I'm halfway through my dinner. And then I'm like, oh, oops, I was supposed to record this before I started eating it.
Yep, I'm the same way.
So then I'm just like, well, bag it, because I've already eaten, you know, most of the food, and there's no point in showing it now because my, you know, the portion's gone because I've already eaten half of it, and, you know, it just gets too much. And also because I eat a lot of the same things throughout the week. Like, I will prepare or I will buy enough to make a certain amount of things so that it's the same thing every single day. So in reality, like, for instance, I bought stuff to make turkey wraps all week long for my lunches because I have the calories portioned out for it. I have all the nutrition already written out for it, and I have all the ingredients that I need for it. But why am I every single day going to upload the exact same video of me eating a turkey wrap when you guys will already have seen it once?
Yeah, that I completely understand. I mean, especially when it comes to...
What's the point in repeating that?
Especially when it comes to something as simple as a turkey wrap. I mean, come on. I mean, I think she just says turkey and cheese. Here's the turkey, here's the cheese, here's it being wrapped. You're welcome. Like, yeah. So I get that. Completely.
6 more times. Does that... am I making sense? So that's why I was like, you know what, until I start really getting into like real cooking and really diving into things like that, there's really no point in doing daily uploads of what I am eating, because it's all the same repeat.
Yeah.
With my movement, right now, I am doing my movement. I have not done this week's movement like I wanted to. I have been moving, but not as much as I was pushing for. I really wanted to do once an hour, 5-minute walks every single hour. I only did those a couple times each day. I didn't do it as much as I was planning. That's my failure on my part, and I feel blah because of it. But also, again, you have to understand, I have to cover in order to be on the camera. So in return, right now, while I'm trying to just build my...
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, you know, because of the religion that she's in, you know, she has to wear her hijab. She has to stay fairly covered for the most part when she's seen by other people, but not when she's at home by herself or with her husband or that sort of thing. So, you know, while she's at home, she can dress however. But when she does these recordings, she has to cover up from, like, you know, head to toe. Well, at least, you know what I'm trying to say. So that can be an inconvenience too. I'm just like me, you know, I wasn't wearing this shirt 5 minutes before I decided to come on here and do this reaction, but I wanted to look good. So, you know, it's like having to put something on, you know, when you just want to relax. So yeah, I get that.
My strength, and I'm already uncomfortable because I'm trying to build that strength up. I don't want to be covered with a whole bunch of layers of clothing just to do my exercise, so then I'm uncomfortable that way, and then I want to give up because I'm already uncomfortable. So I'm just trying to make it all work the way I can, but also in my favor, so that I don't fail on what I have set out for myself. So it may feel like, oh, she's stepping back, or she's not sticking to her word, or whatever it might be that you're feeling, but in reality, it's really not.
Honestly, as long as we're getting like weekly updates, you know, maybe one video here or there, maybe, you know, like a couple videos a week, and that includes the Wednesday weigh-in, you know, just a recap of the food that she's eaten for the day. That's perfectly fine, you know. And as long as we see the weight continuing to go down, we're gonna know she's still doing well.
It's just, please have understanding that I am just getting into this groove. Once I build my stigma up, and once I can kind of start moving with being a little bit more comfortable, then I won't have a problem dressing down and truly showing like what I am doing. But right now, it's kind of hard because I want to be comfortable so that I don't burn myself out before I even get a good workout in. So that's just, that's something that I've seen written on my comment section quite a bit, is, you know, she's backlashing, she's stepping back, she's doing this, she's doing that. No, I'm not. You just don't see behind the scenes because I'm not filming it right now, because I'm trying to do this to keep myself comfortable so I don't give up. So that's what's going on with that whole gif of the working out recording, showing everybody wants to see what I'm eating. Pretty much I'm eating the same things every single day for this whole week.
Yeah, honestly, for me, it doesn't matter. You know, I don't nitpick about certain things because I know exactly how it is. I have a, you know, channel where I'm trying to lose weight and do stuff like that. And like she said, sometimes you just don't want to upload yourself eating or record yourself eating, especially, or cooking, I mean. Especially if, like, you're the one having to do it. Like, I don't have anyone to stand there and be my camera person and, like, take the right shots. You know, I do it all on my own. So, I get that. And, you know, I don't expect more of her than I would be willing to do for myself. And, honestly, I'm just proud of her. I'm proud that she's still taking the initiative. You know, and tomorrow's Wednesday, so we should be seeing another video of her weigh-in. So, excuse me, I'm looking forward to that. But, yeah, no, I'm fine with all of that.
Next week, once Ollie has his day off, we will go back to the store, and I will, I'll make another menu for another week. It might be repeats of what I've had this week. I don't know. We'll have to see when I do my weigh-in if what I ate this week will work for me, or if I need to do some adjusting, which is perfect because I do my weigh-ins on Wednesday. Ollie's day off is Wednesday, so that gives me a good chance to say, okay, well, if I didn't have as good of a weight loss or whatever comes up on my scale, I can look at it and say, well, I need to adjust maybe this and this and this, and I'll go ahead and substitute it and put this in there, and be able to go to the store and really study in what I'm going to do to put those new items in my eating choices, and then film that for you guys so you can see that. So that's just something I really wanted to talk about, because I feel like quite a few people are getting frustrated with that, and I am doing the best I can. I know that I was going to do, like I said, the daily videos. I am not saying that I'm not going to, but if I have nothing going on, then there's really nothing to tape. Like,
yeah, and I feel like that's a good idea too, because it's like, no one really wants to see someone just recording for the sake of recording, like, come on. If I'm sitting on my bed watching YouTube, who wants to watch that, really? So I get that, you have to kind of go through your day and see, okay, what's interesting, what's not going to be interesting, what's relevant, what's not relevant, that sort of thing. What's my time with my kids, or my husband, and where I don't record, and then what's time for myself, so there, you've got so much, like I have plans coming next weekend, and I'm going to try to record some things for my lifestyle channel that I have. But, I'm going to be respectful of those there. And it's probably just going to be me. You'll hear the music in the background, or you'll see a wall or something. I try not to get other people because I feel like they just don't like it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it.
What do you want me to tape? Me talking to a wall? I mean, if I'm not doing anything that day, then there's nothing for me to film. Yeah, so I
mean, me and my wall, we have conversations, but, whether people are going to understand what we're talking about, who knows? But yeah, that'd be interesting, I think.
I'm doing everything I can to keep you guys on board and keep you guys in the loop of what I'm doing or how my progress is going and things like that. But if I don't have anything to film that day, then that's kind of why I'm like, well, this day was kind of a blow. There was nothing really entertaining to record, so what was the point in recording it?
Yeah, I get it.
So anyways, I just hope that you guys I'm not going to say you guys, because there's multiples that do understand and are very they agree with what I'm saying and, aren't giving me that hard time. But then there are a few that are just like, you're slacking, you're already falling back off the...
My thing is that, like, especially when it comes to a life change, it's about doing what's working for you, doing what doesn't overwhelm you, and ignoring people when they're telling you you're not doing enough. It's like, because then you're like, if you try to do too much at once, you will fail. If you get too stressed about it, you will fail. So it's like one of those things where you have to decide your journey and the route you're going to go on. And, you can involve people, of course, and I always love opinions. But I'm still going to do it the way I feel is right for me. And if your opinion is completely different, that's fine. That's your opinion. Doesn't mean I have to listen to you. I mean, that's just the reality of it, you don't have to listen to people just because they're telling you you're doing it wrong, So, yeah.
Bandwagon, you're just repeating what you did last time, and no, I'm not. I mean, every time that you start a new time of trying to lose weight is a new time. You can't put me up against my last time, because last time I learned things for this time that I didn't know last time. So every chance that I do to lose weight is always going to be a new journey. Hopefully, this time is my last time that I have to start a new journey, and I can just continue on this journey and continue to move towards that healthy lifestyle that I have wanted for so long. But I don't think it's fair that people would bring up my past weight loss experience and throw that in my lap and say, well, you're already going back on what you did last time. Well,
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm trying not to do. That's why I said 2020 to me is brand new. Like, all right, you started and you stopped and you started and you stopped 500 times in the past however many years. Don't care. It's the same with Amberlynn and even Chantal. You know, like, I want to, because, you know, this is my first year doing this, I want to start off new, and I want everyone else to be able to start off new with me. So I'm not going to base my ideas off of your past, unless, like, okay, I did a review of Amberlynn's update video, I think it was, yeah. And I was very frustrated with her, and you'll see that eventually once, it'll be before this one. But anyway, I was frustrated, because I was like, she's making excuses, and she always makes excuses. So my frustration came because I started seeing the signs. Not to say that I think she's going to fail or stop trying with her weight loss, because, you know, if she says that she's doing it, I'm going to believe her. But I'm also not going to listen to any kind of excuses. And if Amy were making all these same excuses why she can't do it or she can't do it, then it'd be the same. Like, I get it. It's difficult. But I can tell when people aren't even trying, you know, and that frustrates me, especially if they're trying to lie to themselves and then lie to us and expect us to believe it, you know. But like I said, this is a new start, a new year, so I believe in Amy. I believe she can do it, and I hope she believes in herself, because that's going to be more important. And she has her husband and her kids and, you know, people who care about her to back her up, so.
Well, last time was last time. This is this time. And I'm quite sure that the people that make these comments have at one point in their life changed their ideas or changed their minds on something that they started. So, you know, take a look back at your own self and think to yourself, before I judge her for changing something that might work better for her, maybe I need to stop and think to myself, am I doing something that might be that I changed my choices or my direction, and, you know, I can understand why she's done that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, before you really throw rocks at me and say that I'm wrong, make sure that you really in your heart know that you haven't done the same, because I'm pretty sure, 99.99% sure, that everybody has done something in their life and decided to change their mind or change direction because it's going to work better for them in a different way. Yeah. And that's exactly what I am doing right now. I am not stopping what I'm doing, but however, I have changed things a little bit from what I stated at the very beginning of this whole journey. Yes, I have changed things. Yes, I have, you know, twisted things around a little bit, and I'm trying to figure out what is going to work for me and what's going to fit in my schedule, what is going to be the best choices for myself, because at the end of the day, this is for me, not for anybody else. Yeah. I can't be doing this for everybody else.
Yep, exactly. That's the thing. You know, no matter what it is, you know, I know people who have addictions that aren't food related, and I know one person in particular who has an alcohol addiction, and until they want to change it, it doesn't matter how much we talk to them or how much we tell them, they're not going to start. You know, they're not going to make that first step, because as far as they're concerned, their life is good and they're happy with the way things are. And they're lucky in the fact that their world hasn't completely fallen apart around them, whereas some people end up homeless, without a job, you know, stuff like that. So there are certain things that push them, but with any kind of addiction or any kind of life change like that, the person has to want to do it themselves, and they have to do it for themselves and not for anyone else.
If I try to do this for everybody else, I would never succeed. And that's why I've had to learn that I can't listen to everybody and what everybody's opinions are, because if I did that, I would never be successful, because I'd be trying to do what everybody thinks is right and not doing what at the end of the day, I know is right for me. And when I say what I know is mean that, oh, I know what's right for me, as in I've done a good job of it already. No, I haven't. But there are a few people that I am following, and I am listening to their suggestions, and I am listening to their guidance. And so far, I've had good results with the choices that they have not made for me, but that they've laid out for me to make. And so that right there has been a very big step for me, because I used to try to listen to everybody, and I used to try and do what everybody said, just so that way I made everybody happy. And at the end of the day, I know I can't do that. Like, I'm never going to make everybody happy. I'm always going to be a failure in somebody's eyes, because I'm not listening to what they've suggested.
Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to talk about really quick was, I've had a few people bring up that it's not healthy for me to do intermittent fasting, or intermittent, however you say it, the fasting. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm trying to do here on this journey of mine. That's just kind of how it's worked out. But that's not like what I am doing. Like this morning, I woke up hungry, and so I ended up having a half of a bagel with a little bit of cream cheese on it, with a half of a banana and some water. I mean, I did have a breakfast. So I'm not saying that that's what I'm set out to do, but I don't want people to think that that's what I'm trying to promote, or that that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not saying that intermittent fasting is bad. No, I've heard that it's very good, it's very healthy. Yeah. And in fact, when we do Ramadan, which will be in a few months, we actually fast from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun goes down. We fast with no water, no food, no chewing gum, nothing goes into your mouth. Absolutely nothing goes in your mouth. And that
takes a lot of discipline, even just to go one day. It really does. I can't even imagine, especially if you're suffering from any kind of food addiction, but it's like, I don't think intermittent fasting is a bad idea, because you're not like fasting for days at a time. You're literally just fasting for hours at a time, which most of those hours you spend sleeping anyway. So if you're doing like the 8-16 is the one that I like, where you eat for 8 hours in the day, like not continuously all 8 hours, but you allow yourself an 8-hour period. And then, the rest of the time, which is, maybe 4 hours after waking and 4 hours before bed, you don't eat. And then if you sleep for 8 hours, there you go. That's, that's your 16 hours kind of gone. So I get that. Like, I think it's okay. And I was doing it. And in fact, I'll probably do it again, because it was working for me once I figure out what schedule is going to work best anyway.
It could be up to 15 hours a day. It just depends on how long the sun's up for the time. And so during that time, I do fast. And then once the sun goes down, then we break fast and we eat. Intermittent fasting, you can drink fluids and stuff like that. But for me, for Ramadan, we cannot. So that's a very challenging time for me during that month, because you're giving everything up, and it's not just the food that you're giving up, but it's the water. You can't drink water or nothing. Last year I did very well. The year prior to that was the first time I ever made it through the entire month of the fasting, and this year I am really shooting forward to be able to succeed the entire month as well with my fasting.
And it's basically intermittent fasting if you think about it. So what? It's a 12-15 to 8-16, so she's basically doing the same thing. So I don't know. Like I said, I think it works.
Just want to say that that's not what I'm doing right now. I am not doing intermittent fasting. All I am doing is just eating when I'm hungry. So if I don't wake up and if I wake up and I don't get hungry until 11 o'clock, then that's when I'll eat my first meal. If I wake up like I did this morning at 8 o'clock and I wake up hungry, well, then that's when I ate my first meal. But then there are other days that I wake up and I'm not hungry until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I eat my first meal. It's not like I'm not drinking fluids or something during that time. It's just I'm not hungry for food, so I'm just not eating. But it doesn't mean that I'm like just setting out to do intermittent fasting, because that's not what I'm doing. I am not doing intermittent fasting. So I eat when I am hungry. When I'm not hungry, I just don't eat. I'm just listening to my body. And
that's
some
fine.
people can laugh at me and say that that's a joke, and that's okay. Everybody is allowed to have their opinion. But I know, again, what I am doing, and if it's working for me right now and I feel good, then that's what I'm going to continue to do. I also was asked about my blood sugars, and if I test. I do not test my blood. When I was pregnant with Omar, I did have full-blown sugar diabetes, where I was taking insulin. At that time, I did test my blood 3 times a day. I had to take my insulin 3 times a day. Yes, it was a big old... Actually, no, I think I tested my blood more like 6 times a day. And I gave my shots 3 times a day.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty common, especially among obese women who become pregnant. Like, if I ever got pregnant, you know, at my size, I run a high risk, especially I think too because of my age, I'm not sure. But I would run a high risk of getting gestational diabetes. My sister had it, and it went away after she had her baby. My friend had it, but she was already a pre-diabetic and didn't know. So after she had her baby, she kept it, and she ended up finding out she had type 1 diabetes, which she didn't know she had, because I guess it wasn't as bad until after her pregnancy. But yeah, so it can definitely happen.
Since I'm on the chart where I'm just elevated a little bit over the numbers that you would call yourself a diabetic, down to where you would be basically a pre-diabetic, I'm right in that margin right there that he said he doesn't feel like I need to start testing myself. He just wanted to start me on metformin just to cover the basis if my body was going that direction and going to raise up higher and stuff, the metformin. But he did not give me the metformin because I've got full-blown diabetes and I've got to start testing my sugars, and I've got to do... So again, another thing is people are complaining because they're saying, well, you have diabetes and this can cause your blood sugars to drop. And I understand that. One, again, I know what it feels like to have your sugars drop because I was pregnant with it. 2, I am well aware of being careful when it comes to my sugars and how, you know, like making sure I'm in tune with myself. But I also want to state that the metformin that I am on is not because I'm like way high up in the charts of diabetes, but that it's more of a precaution to keep myself at a low, and hopefully when I go in to have my blood sugars checked again within the next couple of months, I'll be back under that chart again, because I will have lost enough weight to show my doctors that, hey, my sugars have dropped back down. I'm not even close to the pre-diabetic or whatever, and move on from even having to take the metformin. So yeah, I'm.
And I mean, I don't know much about, you know, what she has. If it's, I assume type 2, but I'm sure as she loses weight, that will diminish too, which would be nice.
Pretty well aware of what I am doing, in the sense that I'm not doing something that would hurt me or hurt my journey to succeeding with what I'm choosing to do. But I also am only tuning myself into a few people that are on my team to guide me, to help me on my way. I am listening to everybody, but there are only so much I can take in consideration that will work for me, because like I said, if I listen to all 3,000 suggestions I get, I would be a mess. I'd be a hot mess at that, and I don't want to be that way. I don't want to get overwhelmed and then just go hide out because I don't feel like I'm going to succeed because I'm not hitting everybody's goals that they've set for me or what they think I should be doing. You know, yes, I had a big drop in weight last week, but don't hold me to that big drop this week. I may lose more this week. I may lose less this week. But just because of that doesn't mean, don't set me up and be like, well, she better lose, because I seen in one of the comments, someone said, well, she better lose at least another 15 or plus in order to prove that she's still doing what she's supposed to do.
No, that's not likely.
That's not how it works. And if that's how you think it's going to work, well, then you're setting yourself up for a major fell right there of my weight loss, because nobody continuously loses high amounts of weight. My first week of weigh-ins were probably a majority of it was water weight. I'm not saying that this week's not going to be a big week. I don't know, but I'm not setting myself up to say to myself, oh, well, if I don't lose another 15 pounds, well, I already failed, so I might as well just whatever. You know, it is what it is. I know in my heart I'm trying. I know in my heart I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing on goal points of what I've been put towards me from my, well, I'm going to say my side coach, I guess I would put it. And I'm very in tune with this person. This person is walking me through this. I trust this person, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that. So anyways, I am going to close, you guys. I need to actually go and start cooking my chicken for my dinner, but I will check in with you guys again. Make sure that if you're not subscribed, to subscribe like I had said. Hit the notification bell so you will see my uploads. You won't miss my weigh-ins, and also you will not miss my lives. And I will talk to you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, well, good. You know, I was a little worried by the title, I'm not gonna lie. But sorry, my cat's going a little nuts right now. But I mean, from what I can see, it looks like she's still, you know, working towards losing weight. Like I said, we're gonna see tomorrow what her weigh-in brings. Like I said, and also too, you know, realistically, you know, she will probably eventually get down to just a few pounds a week, which is perfectly fine. And in fact, this next weigh-in might only be around, you know, 2 or 3 pounds, which is fine. But as long as she's consistently losing and it's not like, you know, halting in any way, then I say keep it up, and she's got someone helping her out. So great. I'm happy, really happy about that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you all very soon, I'm sure, once someone else decides to make a video.